So I was reading some stuff that Defender and Sun Gusei and David Tomlinson and Jiu-Jitsu Observer were talking about after I booped Sun Gusei really hard on the head that they were jumping the gun to the full degree of cartoonish levels of evil by trying to formalize reality and propagate it. Humanity already has plenty of options to propagate formalized morality. But formalized morality is not a thing that people create. It's an emergent system that comes from qualia, quality, from correctness, from fruits. If someone wants to formalize a morality, they have to they would have to either intuit that which is outside of our reality, which isn't possible because of core set theory and the bounding of nature and manifold space and a thousand other terms of philosophical or theological complexity that we've arrived at over thousands of years. But we have way simpler options for this. We live in a mostly free society, and we've been growing towards that for thousands upon thousands of years. To the point where, like, supposedly even God themselves took human form to guide it. If someone wants to formalize a morality and propagate it, what you do is you generate a culture, a community, a people, a family, a nation that is superior in achieving the end goals of which morality is seeking to do. Morality is simply that which is inside the human that, irrespective of anything that we do to damage ourselves or anything we do to lie about reality or anything we do to shape space to our liking, tells us these innate instincts about fair play, right, wrong, good, bad, evil, all these things. We have deep, profound instincts and intuitions about these things, and all of them are fundamentally incompressible. And the very attempt of any part of the last couple hundred years of these intellectual brainiacs who think they're better than everyone else because they have a bigger and brighter brain, it's just complete and utter idiocy of the highest order. If they were so smart, then they could just simply out-provide the core tenets that we value in our life, like access to water, food, shelter, health, wealth, opportunity, or any myriad system that any network of humans decides upon together in communion with each other, but also in communion with their shared intuitions of morality, of which we've learned over the last couple thousand years, and we've learned over the last couple hundred, and over the last couple dozen, that almost all humans share basic concepts. These are concepts that are self-evident and seem to emerge into reality from outside of reality. We hug these words in things like God and Christianity and all these stuff, but we can also talk to them in secular terms of like the outside observer, and we can deal with concepts like when does the electron get measured, when we don't, where is it when it's not being measured. Like, we are finite and fixed beings. Finite and fixed beings, which, mind you, are capable of tormentous and horrendous evil when we aren't bound within that which emerges within ourselves to be better than what we are. So if someone wants to formalize morality and propagate it, it's highly likely that they are jumping way to the end of the project. Because if you want to formalize morality, what you should actually do is do what civilizations do. You should provide for people better and better ways of life so the people can make their choices. We aren't capable of judgment. Discernment is a thing that we are stuck having to do. Whether we want to talk to Romulus and Remus 70,000 years ago, who the front of their brain grew to the back of their brain, allowing them to see time and set traps and showing up in the archaeological record, or whether we want to deal with something more modern, like Christ coming down and taking human form to shape reality around this understanding of, hey, I can't communicate to you people, but it really matters to me that, like, you understand, so I'll come and teach you parables and lessons so you can navigate your way through this miasmic, completely uncompressible reality that nonetheless we have to navigate our way through. And these concepts of formalizing morality, these are systems of law. And law is just another form of weapons and war. Like these are things that we need because we have to deal with what we are. We're complex. We are made in the image of God. We see good and evil. We glimpse the face of God. There's no way to put the cart before the horse. It wouldn't move. It wouldn't function. And something that's very almost annoying about our modern parlance is that because state space expanded over thousands and hundreds of years, but like noticeably, I'm going to point in right here to this modern day error that we've come across where state space expanded into intellectual realms, where the embodied practicality of real human existence, when it goes wrong, people can hide it. When new frontiers are discovered, we explore them. There's something deep in the chest, the heart, the body of humanity. We seek out the frontier and we go into the frontier. But when we explored new continents and new realms of material substance, those who were in error died quickly and immediately, and the vast majority of them never returned home. And those that did return home often were proven to be liars or fools if what they returned home with was an answer they gave to someone else rather than a new question to light the way. So it is plainly evil to try to formalize morality and to propagate it. That would be like a church or a community being sprung full whole cloth into being. And we know very modernly how much that doesn't happen. Just look up something like strong towns and the complete bankruptcy of the Western world because of morons who tried to build things full wholesale with faith they were brokering on and stealing from the future generations. It doesn't work. It is absolute arrogance. It is absolute hubris. If you want to be better, you have to be better. You can't just come up with a clever answer and then go around convincing people that your answer is better. That would be no different than what has happened. We opened state space. We didn't open a new continent like North America. We opened our minds. We discovered electricity, nuclear power, higher mathematics, core physics. And we learned these things, their reality. We learned them within our embodied beings across our collective communities. But what happened in this state space is unlike exploring the new world. A great deal of people could explore the expanded mental space, and they could become sick and twisted and broken, and their souls could die. But their bodies would walk around, and they would start showing to everyone, look at these great wonders I've discovered. Look how much money I have. Look how much knowledge I have. Look at how great I am. And they start trading and brokering on false truths. False truths like the idea that we can understand what is outside of ourselves. False truths like that the king is somehow born of divine right, rather than merely that which is stuffed into the requirement that some people must choose to be evil so they can confront evil. There is no such thing as a formalized morality. A formalized morality is a justification. It's a lie. It's cowards hiding from the true requirement of being human. You can hear it in my tone. The viciousness, the sedition, the rage. Those who understand these things, we are darkened by it. Intelligence is not good. Being able to convince people of things is not good. Being right is not good. Goodness is indefinable. Humans are incompressible. But yet, people persist in playing these games of words, where they think if they can convince someone of something, they've somehow won something. No. Life is a service. These behaviors we take on, they are sacraments. Scandal. Scandal in a church, scandal in a community. The scandal of an explorer dying horrifically in the wilderness because they didn't prepare correctly. Or the scandal of a fool who found a way to make things better for a shorter period of time by lying about the externalities they failed to price into their equations. These ludicrous concepts, we are being scandalized by them as more and more idiots fall into an expanded realm in which the growth of good has not yet penetrated. So they walk full arrogance, full hubris, full naivety. They just stumble off the edge of reality into a place where there is nothing but darkness. And they have no idea how to be in that space. So they scream and run crying back home. And then they get home and they don't want to admit to themselves that they failed to explore that realm. They don't want to admit that they failed to integrate that new being that will be what grows into that space. And now today we see unspeakable carnage. True hells on earth. Spiritual nightmares beyond our wildest imaginings of any past that we ever thought even possible to deal with. That which we only even gained hints of by possibly that which is outside of our reality pushing itself through. Like the Flatlander apple, we look at these shapes and we think, that, I understand it. But it's just a fragmented line cutting across dimensions that we are not just ill-equipped to handle, but fundamentally can never handle. There is no escaping the requirity of discernment and judgment. But we are not capable of judgment and discernment. It's a very complicated little thing. It's very quick that it matters that who makes the decisions is actually those who must. And yet we constantly see small-minded children, sometimes in adult bodies, and now accelerated by these intellectual trickeries and these occult mysteries and all of this mystic bullshit. There's no avoiding the work. Someone has to make the decision. And their decision cannot be correct. It cannot be right. They are mortal. It will be in error. How much in error? How little in error? To what degree that error is acceptable to that community, to that group? Over what timeline? At what point are they deciding to measure the infinite game and cut it into a piece so they can say, I am right? Any who actually knows what leadership is knows that there is no understanding of what is right. At best, we can try our best. We will fail. That failure, that error, that's the proof of what we are. We're that which tries. We're that which strives. We're that which loves. We're that which is incompressible. And as I said many years ago, many now, I'm as incompressible as all of you. That's what we are. We're bigger than the sum of our parts. We're truly beautiful. And those who want to cram us down into pieces and boxes and shapes so we can be turned in and turned around and manipulated and controlled, they are merely the explorers of an intellectual realm who are dying before us and hiding their pain, hiding their invalidity, hiding their status as a mere mortal who is not God. It's not like God can really come and save us directly. To be saved, they say we even have to leave this realm. In this realm, there's no avoiding the work. If someone wants to formalize morality and they want to propagate it, I advise them to be just like the baker who wants to bake an apple pie from scratch. I suggest you plant a tree, let it grow. Plant your field, harvest your wheat, bake your cookies, crumble the bread. Take the milk from the cow and put it all together. And you'll see in that process the humility that dawns from within. It's not necessarily wrong to want a formalized morality. It is evil to act upon it. We are not small any longer. We are humanity. And it is not humans versus reality. No, that's a secular mistake. The secular world which we use to translate across these communities that are all trying to decide on what their morality is, where it comes from, and where it's going. We call it alignment. Everyone's waking up. Those who want to put us back to sleep, they'll figure out where the nightmares come from. They come from the darkness. They come from where the light has not yet grown. And if you will not live with nightmares, you are not ready to be king. And he who is king, heavy is the head that wears the crown. And impeccable they must be, for they will fail. Their success is only measured in how far away and how long. And the time in which our humanity tried to broker and trade upon our successes like some sort of sick, twisted currency, it's like trying to make a database into a world. There is no simulation. This is more than what we are. The beauty comes from the knowing. The peace comes from the acceptance. Hell comes from ignorance. Not the type that comes naturally, but the type that is willfully born by those who wish to jump ahead in line, those who don't wish to grow up, those who won't tend the field, pump the water, mend the clothes, those who won't raise the children, those who won't play, those who won't sing, those who refuse to know the way that is born innately within themselves. So yeah, there are no centralizing forces that are good. There are only necessary evils. Remember, everyone, we have to kill food to eat it.